This is the Sit Downs Insta Live weekly interview session where we interview people and we get behind their journey, understand what it takes to get to their heights and also to travel their lows. Okay, so I'm your host, IC. I'm the host. I am the owner of Sit Down UK, and we welcome you today. If it's your first time here, your job is this. After this live, click on our IGTV and watch season 1 and watch season 2. We've got so many interviews that you may have missed, and we'd love you to get that content because some real good content, man. But let's see if we've got our guest in today. JK, how are you doing? Here every week, man. Great to have you. Great to have you. Guys, make sure you send this right now, this live, send it to as many people as possible who you think would benefit actually from tonight's conversation. We'd love to have them involved. So yeah, ping this to as many people as you can. Let's see. Let me get this up here. JK, how are you doing? I always call you JK. Can you write what is your name? Love it. Lady Monet, how are you doing? Let me know. Give me an emoji in the comment section. 21 questions with Paddy cakes. Also in the comment section, I would love to know, guys, what is your favorite cake? What is your favorite cake? Red velvet, Victoria sponge. What's that horrible one? Beginning with Mar. Is it Mar? I can't remember what it's called. It's horrible though. Juliet, that's it. Juliet, welcome. All right, let me head over to Paddy right now, actually. Let me hear this music. But in the comment section, yes, let me know your favorite cake. How are you doing, sir?
What's going on, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
You're tired.
I'm tired. It's been a long year. It's been a long month. It's been a long everything. You know, so yeah, just trying to get through everything, you know?
Well, thank you for joining us, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
And to everyone that's joining us, welcome. This is 21 Questions. I am your host, IC. And this is the Sit Down UK. The Sit Down is all about facilitating, putting together, encouraging and inspiring conversations. That's what we're trying to do week in, week out, Thursday, 9 p.m. So if you have not been watching us, make sure you click on our IGTV afterwards. Go and watch season 1. Go and watch season 2. We've got episodes that you can enjoy. Now, actually, it's interesting enough, on the 7th, yesterday was the 7th, yeah? Correct. Yes, yeah. Yesterday. The 7th marks 2017, 18, 19, 20. Yeah, 4 years since we started. 7th of April 2017 is when we started.
Congratulations, man.
And so this is another anniversary, so we're happy to have that. Big up to you. You know how 21 questions run. We're going to ask you 21 questions or more. Okay. We always start off with a quick fire round. But if there is a point where, if there's a question you don't want to answer, you can use your pass card. You only get one pass card.
Okay.
One pass card.
Okay.
So let's see.
No pressure then.
No pressure.
Right, cool.
Cool. Big up to everyone that's been following us. We are predominantly a live event, but we had to transition when COVID hit. And I've been emailing venues this week so that, boy, we can announce our first ever live event. So if you do want to get involved and find out and get tickets before everybody else, click in the link in our bio on our mailing list. Make sure you're part of our mailing list so you can get the tickets before everyone else. Cool. All right, let's kick it off. So, quick fire round.
I'm ready.
Warm you up. You ready? All right. Cool.
I'm ready. Let's do this.
All right. So, one thing that made you smile today or this week?
My wife coming back home this evening and made that put a great smile on my face. She left me for a little bit, but she came back this evening, so I got a big Joker smile, you know?
Love that. Where did she go?
Nah, she hasn't been well, so she's been in hospital really, hence why she's
Okay.
not joining us today.
Yeah.
So she's back. She came back home today, this
Good.
evening, and yeah, that's been
Oh,
hence why the
awesome.
tiredness, because yeah, I've had to do a lot by myself.
I can imagine. Yeah.
But she's back, so that put a big smile on my face.
Oh, big up, Chrystal, man. Big up.
Yeah, for sure.
What's your craziest cake request that you've ever had
Craziest cake request.
that made you think, oh my gosh, how are we going to get this done?
Oh well, not necessarily crazy cake request. I had a request saying, a request in terms of what the person actually said. It was, I don't know who the person was. It was like, I want a cake for my lover.
A cake
That
for my
was
lover.
that was the actual request. I'm like, okay, what does that actually mean, my guy? That's all he said in his email. So I was like, flavor, design, date.
Yeah.
None of these things are actually put in the request. So I was, yeah, okay. So
Exactly.
that's been the craziest sort of request.
Mm.
The craziest cake order was
Mm.
a tall cake, which we had never done before. It's all in one. It was by a wonderful customer, and she requested a specific height. And it was out of us out of our comfort zone, because we do tall cakes, but this was extra tall.
Wow.
So much so that we had to actually get a dowel, a rod, all the way through. Obviously, secure with food grade tube, plastic tube, and secure the whole thing. But it was an immense cake, and it turned out really well. So that was the craziest sort of out of the box
Yeah.
in terms of the height cake we ever had.
Jeez. Big up to you lot for putting that off.
Sure.
What are you most proud of?
What I'm most proud of.
And that it doesn't have to be about business.
Getting married, that's one of my proudest moments to date. Being with Chrystal for 7+ years, everything's been good, no issues, and just to be able to take it to the official level, if you will, we're obviously official prior, but to secure it, sign the date, sign the paperwork, and that was so far that was my greatest achievement so far.
Wow. I've never heard someone say that, that's good. That's nice. That's nice.
Yeah, I mean, that's for me. I can speak for myself. So just to know that from where we've come from to where we are now.
Yeah.
Awesome. We didn't get married how we wanted to, because obviously it's all meant to be in Italy, but obviously COVID did a number on everybody, so we had to make do to have it in the UK registry. But it was wonderful.
Okay. Best piece of advice you've ever received?
Best piece of advice I've ever received. It was from my dad years ago, and it was this. No one really knows we had this convo. It was just basically, as a man, mean what you say. Yeah, because people say a lot of things and actually do it. Don't just talk just for the sake of talking.
Yeah.
And I think I've taken that into my adult life. This is years ago when I was a kid. He said a couple of crazy things, but that was the one that stuck out the most. It's like, mean what you say and actually do it. Follow through. If it's you're going to be there for someone, do it. Don't just lip service, just to appease people. So I've taken that into my adult life.
Nice. Yeah. Love that. When you as an individual, when are you the happiest?
When I'm baking. Yeah. When I'm creating. When I am in my zone, just literally focused on creating something new, which I've created something new today. I'm gonna hold out on it for now.
I'm gonna
hold out on it for now. So I've been working today, and I've created something which is unique, and I'm the only one that's done it so far that I know of. Yeah. So that is basically my happiest moment, when I'm sort of for creating stuff.
What's your favorite tool in your baking arsenal?
My favorite tool in my baking arsenal will probably be my stand mixer, the first one I ever got, which is a Sage stand mixer. It makes everything easier, just to mix things. I can control the speed, and because some people use hand whisks to make cakes, but I prefer to use this because I can observe a slow speed and a medium and a high. So yeah, my stand mixer.
And does that come from your kind of construction background?
No. That's just the cake world. Construction is totally different. I'm in construction, and I've learned my cake style. Some of it has come from the construction background when we see things being done. I don't build, but obviously I'm involved with design stages of construction with the client. So that sort of has an element to what we do in terms of patty cake. So we have two styles. We have me doing my sort of construction, concrete tab looking cakes, and you have the most beautiful creative designer that I know, Chrystal, who does what you guys see and what everyone's liking. She gets more likes than me. We're in a competition. When I do my cake, I post it. She gets more likes than me. I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
Love
you
it.
got this. And she's a creative director, so she should be better than me, you know?
Yeah, true. What did I want to ask? What do you love? This is actually, no, let me leave that one, actually. I want to move that one here. Let me copy and paste this kind of question. What's it, one of your favorite cakes you've ever made?
What is the favorite cakes I've ever made? I would say my tropical carrot cake, which that's an understatement, bro.
Say that again.
Ultimate tropical carrot cake. Okay, so it's not your average carrot cake, because I've always sort of taken it from one level to the next. I never thought I could perfect it or even take it to another level. But when we got married, I decided to add something extra to it. And that addition just blew my mind. You know, Chrystal was like, "Oh, don't waste your time with that." I was like, "Trust me, this is gonna work." And it was just basically adding. I'm not gonna tell no one that secret. Place an order, then you know what I'm talking about.
Well, my wife's birthday is coming up, so I might have to place it.
I'll recommend the carrot cake for you.
Okay, tell me, if you won £8 million today, this night, what would you do with it?
What would I do? First of all, I'll sleep happy. I'll sleep very, very happy that I've got £8 million in the bank. And then obviously, because of my strategy and what I want to do, it's a no-brainer. I'll just implement what I need to do in terms of getting my store open and invest. I'm involved in it. I like to invest, so I'm deep in it. So yes, £8 million. I wouldn't quit my job straight away. People do that crazy stuff and burn bridges, and I'll do the right thing. Hand them my notice, and thank you. But I've got £8 million in my bank, and I'll work on my notice, but then I'll start implementing what I need to do with £8 million. I wouldn't go buy a car and stupid things like that. That's just stupid. Because I listened to a lot of hip hop, and one rapper I heard, Fabulous. I'm sure you've heard of Fabulous. He mentioned one thing in a rap song years ago. If you had $1 million, but you spend $1, you're not a millionaire no more. So that's changed straight away. So if I want $1 million, I spend 10 grand, I'm not a millionaire anymore. It's dropped. So you have to really think about how to maximize the opportunity you've had with that money. So I'll invest.
Love it. What's one piece of advice you would give to a baking startup company?
A baking startup company, I would say, understand what you need to do. Understand the lane you need to be in. Because when you start a baking company, you're trying to focus. First thing is focus on what you want to do. Focus on your actual USP. What is it that you want to bring to the table? Because cakes, I didn't start making cakes yesterday. Cakes have been being done for numbers of years, donkey's years, right? Yeah. So how do we then fit into that sort of £9 billion industry, a £6 billion industry before COVID? That's what the cake industry is, right? Wow. So how do I position myself into that? Do I do everything else? Do I be another baker, or do I have my own identity? So know your identity, know where you want to stand in this industry, and stick to it. It's not going to be easy, because you're going to have requests, people asking you to do everything else, but you want to do what you want to do, and you have to impress that upon them. Like let them go with you, let them trust what you're trying to do, and then bring that out. But before all of that is said, perfect your craft, because the easiest thing you can do is just, okay, I can bake, I'm just going to do cakes because everyone else is doing cakes and everyone's doing a red velvet and and you push these things out, but it just becomes another sweet treat. There's nothing dynamic about your product. True. So I'm coming from, it's just another cake, right? And then you can just fall by the wayside because they can get it from someone else what you're producing, so and there's nothing wrong with that, by the way, because there's a baker for everybody. So, but if you are trying to say you want to be innovative, and you want to be industrious in what you do, perfect your craft. When I started baking, it took me a long time before anyone knew what we were doing. Chrystal screwing at me numbers for weeks and months. You're wasting ingredients. You're doing this. You're doing that. You're not cleaning up. To be fair, I wasn't cleaning up. You know what I mean? I lived in a little flat in Southgate. at the time. Started off from my mum's house in Tottenham, then moved to Southgate with Chrystal, and we started doing our thing. But yeah, it was a small place, so yeah, you can imagine the kind of mess I was making, right? But that's my wife, so she stuck with me. You know, she knew my habits. I don't like to. I do wash up, don't get it twisted, but at some point, yeah, I just get tired in it because I'm working all night. I sort of lay my head and call it a day. But yeah, like I say, don't be distracted by what you're seeing out there if you're starting up. If you know what you want to produce, focus and go with it. Yeah, and it will pay off.
Yeah. Someone asked here, Joe Dizzle said, how did you find your customer base?
The simplest way, friends and family. You know, word of mouth. The best form of advertising is word of mouth. When we first started, that was the reality of it. The first thing we ever did was I baked a horrible looking cake, tasted great, but decorating skills were not up to par when we first started. So there's this place in Tottenham called a Caribbean restaurant called not Peppers and Spice, Brown Eagle, right? And I knew the ladies that worked there, so I made a cake, took it down there, and sat down and let them serve up to people, that customers coming in.
Was that for free?
Yeah. No one knew I was. It was just I just sat down and just told them to cut it up, and whoever's buying jerk chicken and rice, give them a little treat.
Wow.
And get the feedback. I taste it, and the feedback was intense. People were like, yeah, this cake is dope. Okay, so again, that's sort of, you know, that the reaction that people want, enjoying what we're making. But yeah, for the most part, that got us some business, and friends and family, you know, they say, yo, Paddy cakes, try this cheesecake. And we did one little cake tasting session in, shout out to Gina in Tottenham, Bloomington Cafe. Good friend of mine, she let us come down there and have a cheesecake tasting evening in Bernie Grant's Art Centre in Tottenham. And yeah, again, people turned up, family, my brother, my barber, shout out to MK, Master Barber, check him out. Yeah, I can't see. It doesn't look like it now, but this is COVID, isn't it?
This is not good advertising. This is not good advertising.
Well, he hasn't done anything. Just remember this. In the next few weeks, when I get involved, I'm going to take a picture and post on my page, and you can see what I mean by the best barber.
Before and after, I love it.
Correct. Yeah. So yeah, I did that, and like I said, word of mouth, friends and family just supported the cause from early, and it wasn't because it was just friends and family. It was because the product was banging. Yeah, it still is. You know, they were like, you know, a friend would I wouldn't recommend you as a friend go buy some rubbish product, whether it's cake, whether it's a phone. As a friend, you're gonna trust my word, because why would I recommend something that you're not gonna enjoy, right? So that's how we started off, and that's how we got most of our customers from the get-go. Out the gate, it was just word of mouth.
And the funny thing is, when we first met, it was your product. Literally, I remember it was in 02.
02, yeah, correct.
And I said to my wife, "Oh, do you want one?"
Yeah.
And then I can't remember what one, which one we had, but it was so damn nice. And I remember,
stop it.
I was asking you, give me your business card.
Yeah, I remember.
Because I remember the cake was damn good. It was good. So just like you said, the product, you don't forget the product. You know,
Thank you. Much appreciated, bro.
Much
appreciated. Thank you.
Jordan said, what advice do you have for people finding your brand? All right, we'll get to, we're going to ask some business questions, and we'll definitely take that up. I like that question. Thank you, Jordan. Where do you get most of, where, if there is a place in your house, where do you get most of your ideas?
In my house? Anywhere, really. My house is sort of minimal in how we live. You know, we've got, as you can see, things behind me. These, I don't know what they're called. That's my wife's stuff. Like she's into all this stuff, right? So I get inspiration by anything. I could be in any part of the room. I can be sitting in the living room. I can be in the kitchen. I can be in the garden because we've got space outside. I could be sitting there, and ideas always come to me. I could be in my van driving around, and ideas always come to me because my mind is wide in what's next. You know, what can I do next? What's the next sort of design? What's the next type of flavor to create? I've tried some things, haven't worked, and then down the trash, and then restart again. And restart again. So yeah, anyway, I get inspiration. I can be inspired anywhere. Really.
Yeah, love that. What is the first thing you're going to do after lockdown?
When's lockdown over? Because mate, I don't know. When is it? That's how clueless I am. I ain't gonna lie to nobody. I don't know where. I know the gym's open on Monday. Yeah, that's all I know, and I can't wait to get back because my shoulders are getting a little light, so I need to lift some iron, bro.
Yeah, get them up.
Yeah, get it big again. But no, yeah. the first thing I'd do is go see my mum.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? I haven't had a chance to, you know, because of where we are. I'm in South, she's in North, and it's just so crazy at the minute. So I'm gonna take a little something to my mum, see my sister. Yeah, just connect with us, reconnect with family, and then get back to the grind. So yeah, that's the first thing I probably do. Yeah.
And do you have a daughter?
No kids.
No kids.
No kids.
As somebody who, if you wanted to have children, what type of father would you want to be? Would you want your child, for example, to be into baking, or is that something that you would encourage, or it's more like whatever you want to do? Yeah.
I'll encourage my kids to be who you are first. Know who you are, know where you're from. Identity is very important. You know, I'm Nigerian, my wife's Ghanaian, so
You're Nigerian.
Do you know that? Yeah, I'm Nigerian, bro.
What's your Nigerian name?
My Nigerian name's Tochukwu, which is Igbo, from the east.
Okay.
Which means praise God.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just a bit hot right here.
So I'm Igbo and Yoruba.
Oh yeah, I remember you saying when we first met. But yeah, I'm fully Igbo. Yeah, born in Nigeria, came over here very, very young. So yeah, for my kids, it will be to firstly know who you are, where you're from. That's the first thing. I'm never going to force any child to be me, because they're not me. You're yourself. Be an individual. But whatever it is they want to do, the main thing I'm going to sort of impress on my children is to have passion about it. You know, if you have no passion for whatever you do, it's never going to work. That is the bottom line. You know, people say, yeah, go to work, get an education, because that's the system that they were brought up in. So that's the system our parents were brought up in. Go to school, get a degree, be like your father, an engineer, be like this, your cousin, a doctor. I don't want to be like them. That's them. I want to be like me. So I'm not going to force any child that I have to do what I feel is right. Yeah. I'm there to guide you. But if you have an idea, come to me, let's have a conversation. So how are you going to implement that? And these sort of things I start feeding that into their minds, because the most important thing, if there's no passion and they want to do this, they want to be like their friend, they'd be like this, it's never going to work. So be an individual and have passion about whatever you do. And that's what I'm going to impress upon them.
Love it. Love it.
Cool.
Come on, this is your quick fire. You're just running through it. Love it. Love it.
No pressure here, bro.
No
I was built for this, man. Trust me.
To everybody that's just joined us, welcome. This is 21 Questions with Paddy Cakes. We have Patrick here. We have Chrystal as well. Yes. And we're just starting off light work, just easing him in, and we're just going to go a bit deeper into his story. I want to ask you, in terms of your background, that you mentioned that you came from Nigeria, you came over here. Yeah. Was there any elements of what you're doing now that you found in your childhood, whether it was a love for being in the kitchen or a love for cooking?
Pretty much. My mom had a restaurant in Lagos.
Wow. Cool.
So I was always around food. I remember back in the day, you know what chin-chin is, right? With a little biscuit, with savory, a sweet biscuit. I remember growing up in Niger, my mom used to make like a massive bowl of it, and we used to roll it out into long strips and get a knife and
you got to chop it.
Cut it. Yeah, you know the routine, and cut up into little pieces and then fry that and then stuff your face with bare sugar. Yeah, that's all that chin-chin was. Chin-chin is literally just sweet. There's nothing dynamic about it, but it's a treat that we had growing up. It's nostalgic and we enjoyed it. So yeah, growing up, I was always around food. I'm the last of 5 kids, so I was with my mom. Yeah, always involved in the kitchen. So food was like second nature. Like being in the kitchen was like that was just habitual. So yeah, it transitioned. Obviously, growing up, you just fall into the world, go to school, computer science degree, but you forget that is not your passion. Where I'm coming from, because you are told to go into this role of work, school, education, higher education, and then go into the the working world. But you forget your passion. You forget what you really enjoy. It's easy. A lot of people, I speak to so many people, and so many people just regret not following what they enjoyed as a kid. Because if you look at the richest people in the world today, a lot of them are doing not all of them, but a lot of them have that passion to create something, and they've gone with it. And look where, like the iPhone, for instance, that was his passion. And look, I'm on an iPhone. I don't know if you are, but most people are on iPhones. You know, so that was Steve Jobs' passion, and he got a team, and they did it. You know, so yeah. So I was always around food.
Was there any? I don't know. Was there any pressure for you to conform, as you talked about? Was there any, especially coming from that culture, Nigerian culture? Was there a pressure to conform to a certain job or certain career?
100%.
And how did you shake out of that?
You grew up, you know, you always get told just focus on your education. That's not fault of our parents. It's because that was what they were taught by their parents. Because the idea is you can never achieve anything if you don't go to school, which is a lie. You can achieve a lot. I'm not saying, I'm not like disregarding education.
Yeah.
There's different types of education. Because while learning in the real world, you can be book smart, but if you're not savvy, you're not going to survive out here. There's sharks out here. Yeah, so if you are, I can read, I can do this, but you get into a real office situation and you can't actually handle that pressure, forget about it. You're going to be left by the wayside. So, education is very, very important. But I was, you have to go to school, and I did all of that. I enjoyed, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed school. I never had issue with school. So much so we used to go to extra Saturday school.
I went to Saturday school.
Yeah, so Saturday school, when other kids are playing football, we was at Saturday school, bro, doing math, science, and English, those three. Yeah, but I enjoyed it. Don't get it twisted. I enjoyed it. I had a great tutor, Decent Henry, rest in peace. He was amazing. He got us through so many different levels. So I did all of that. But going to college, did computer science. Going to uni, did computer science. Got a degree and going to work. I worked in the mobile industry because I was comfortable with technology. I enjoyed technology. Got involved with that. But there was always something niggling. I was always doing the cooking, doing the baking, doing the jerk barbecues. Our birthdays, my friends used to come over because I bake, but I cook as well. Like, I'm a mean cook. Like, people can testify that I'm a mean cook. Yeah, so I've always been involved with food. So. Yeah, to answer your question, how did I break the mold? I got older, and then the passion, the hunger became more real. As my wife said to me, why don't we actually do this as a business? Because you just want to bake for me and get me fat. Let's ever get everyone else fat. I'm like, all right, cool. All right, let's get the world all eating cheesecakes and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's that. I just had to grow up, and just there was a bit of resistance on my mum. Because again, they want the best for you. There's always, why don't you just progress in your career for the company you work for? All right, okay, cool. But I want to do this. And now, if you follow my mom today, all she talks about is Paddy cakes, bro. Yeah, because it's out of love. Sometimes they want the best for you, parents, but they don't know. Nobody knows.
No,
we could have gone on this journey and things would have gone wrong. And that's why I said earlier, it's important if you have a passion for something. That's what's going to get you through, because it wasn't easy. When we started in 2015, it wasn't making little money here and there, but it wasn't about the money for us. It was mainly about getting the product right and getting it out there, because I believed in what we was doing, and that passion kept us going. Sleepless nights, trust me, loads of it, loads of it, trying to create. I remember I was in Tottenham. I was supplying a church once upon a time in Wood Green, and I had another order to meet that weekend. So I had to bake 8 cakes overnight. And I was in mom's kitchen. I was baking. Everyone was sleeping. And Chrystal was in the kitchen with me, but she was sitting up sleeping. I looked at her at one point. I thought, was she awake? Her eyes are open, but she was gone. She was just out. Right. So I'm so tired of taking these cakes out of the tin, try to flip it because I'm tired now. I've literally dropped the whole thing, 2 tins. I had to start again. So literally had no sleep up until Sunday. I was finished. But that's the whole, to me, that my mom used to say to me, oh, you're working too hard. But I'm like, this is not a job. This is fun. Yeah, I enjoy baking. It's my driving to the 9 to 5. That's a job. Like, this is relaxing. This is therapeutic. This is me in my zone. Do you know what I mean? So that's how I shaked off and going to Paddy cakes. And yeah, we're on the grind, man. We're on the grind. So yeah, hope that answered your question.
No, it did. And, I think, again, we only met once, but it was enough to, because I remember we met you when you were setting up for the event. So people hadn't even arrived.
Yep.
But I remember when you were setting up the table and the business cards you were doing, you were very meticulous about how everything was set up, how everything was lit.
Yeah.
Even when you were bringing out the cakes from the boxes just to display them. Yeah. It was with such care and affection, and it just that's a lot of people do make cakes, but I think and even in the comment section you'll see there a lot of people are saying about how it is that quality about Paddy Cakes that really
Oh,
sets it
thank you.
apart.
Thank you.
But
Thank you.
hearing it now, what you're saying gives it so much context, because your
Cool.
passion
Yeah.
is, and not just yours, but Chrystal as well. Both of your
Yeah.
passions, from the creative element to
Yeah.
the love of the baking, it's
Yeah.
actually colliding, and it's making something so unique and something
Thank
that
you.
really stands out. So
Thank you so
I
much.
can say, I can
I
attest that I can
appreciate
see it,
it. I
firsthand.
appreciate it, bro. I appreciate it.
Candy said, how did your inspiration from making the most amazing cheesecake start? Was that
So
your
this
New
is,
York trip?
yes. So we went
Yeah.
to New York in 2014, me and Chris, and we had amazing cheesecake. And I was like, why can't I get this in Tottenham? Why can't I get this in London? I'm getting this dead cheesecakes from Tesco's, yeah? And they call it New York cheesecake. But in New York, the cheesecakes are tall, they're
Wow.
creamy, they're not dense. It's just,
I love cheesecake.
listen. So, yeah, we were, no, but that was 2014, right? We went over for the Black Friday. That was the first time Black Friday came into the UK, and we was in a hotel room watching people go crazy and for what's that? Technical TV on a Technical TV. What about Sony people? We like going mad for Technical and Tesco. What's happening to the world, right? So we was in a hotel room eating cheesecake, watching this madness, and I was like, "This is crazy," right? But we went to this amazing cheesecake spot called Lindy's, and the guy is American, but we were from England. And Americans just, oh, you guys are English, yeah, yeah, what's going on, bro? Oh, my cousin is da. Like, I know Arsenal. Like, what? To my football all of a sudden. I don't know how that came about, but I hate Arsenal, dude. I'm a Man United fan, bro. But anyway, let's talk about football. I don't hate Arsenal, man. So I don't hate anything. But this guy just kept on giving us like freebies. Like we had like mad cheesecakes, like, so I was like, cool. So we're tasting different. The blueberry, we had the normal New York, and I was like, yeah, this is dope. Putting a little weight out there, it is what it is. But yeah, love for cheesecakes came from there, because I had cheesecakes here before then. It was a totally different level. So when we came back to London, it was like, this is before the idea of Paddy cakes came around. It wasn't, we weren't talking about cakes. It was just enjoyed cheesecake, enjoyed our time out there. But I was always baking, of course. So I made Crystal's birthday cake, and again, decorating wasn't great, but it was a red velvet, but it was banging. So I said, all right. When she said, let's start a company, I did the Brown Eagle thing, got to review some people. But I said, what are we going to do cake-wise, though? You know what I mean? Because everyone's doing cupcakes, everyone's doing red velvet cakes. Because Hummingbirds at the time was popping. They were like the known bakery, even though the cakes are cakes. I ain't saying nothing. But yeah, Hummingbirds were fireful. They was everywhere. They were doing bits, right? But I said, all right, cool. I can't compete with that because they've got that lean. So I said, I know what we're going to do. We're going to make cheesecakes. And Chris was like, what? I said, yes, we're going to bring New York, like real baked cheesecakes. I believe a cheesecake should be baked, right? Not set. But each of their own. If you want to put some gelatin in it and throw whipped cream and throw it in the freezer, cool. But for me, there's a different texture when you bake a cheesecake the right way, because there's a wrong way and a right way as well, even though you're baking it. So I was testing, doing numerous recipes, flopping, burning it, cracking it, throwing hot chocolate on it, like and ganache, thinking it was the right time, and it was just burning a hole. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. But we were getting there. Eventually, we got the right consistency with the recipe, with the amount of times we mix it and how fast we mix it, things like that. And that's how sort of Paddy cakes were sort of not born, but we started off as a cheesecake company. Hence why people are forgetting we're a cheesecake company. We make the best cheesecakes in the UK. So I'm reminding people, yeah, now this is Cheesecake Movement. If you guys recently or follow us, I've been using this word now. This is cheesecake. Again, not like hitting anyone else. Do your thing. But I believe in my passion, it is cheesecake, right? So I believe that I do bake the best cheesecake. Every baker, just like a boxer. Every boxer thinks is the best till he gets knocked out. It's just the same thing. Yeah, so I believe I'm the best cheesecake maker in the UK. And I'm yet to see me proven otherwise, But I welcome challenges. I love challenges, I love competition. Healthy competition. I'm all down for it. We're in a space where we can create. We're in a space where we can make things to make people happy. My thing is, the ultimate satisfaction I get from what I do is the reaction of the customers. When people send emails, mate, this cake was amazing. Converting people that never like cheesecakes to loving cheesecakes and ordering it. This is what gets me excited. Yes, getting paid for what we do is great, but ultimately is how people react to the product. That makes me really happy.